There is a lot of bad advice about learning Python on the internet, so instead of giving you 50 resources, 12 frameworks and 3000 exercises, I'm going to share with you my simple 4-step master plan for learning Python, and you will go from zero to hero in just a couple weeks. I've been an embedded software engineer for years, and have worked on Python code that runs in real-world critical environments. Since I have finally earned the experience, I thought now is a good time to share with you the steps I would take if I had to learn Python all over again. The first step to programming in Python is downloading and installing Python. This will enable our computer to understand and run Python code. It's pretty easy to get going. Go to python.org, click downloads, and download the latest version for your operating system. I'm using Mac, so I'll download that version. There are Windows and Linux versions available as well. Download and install it like any other application, and it should work wonderfully. To verify your install, open your command prompt on Windows or terminal on Mac and type python 3 -- version. Now that we've got Python installed, which makes the computer understand and run Python code, we need a way to actually type that code. The place to do that is called an editor, which is a text editor specifically made for software development. It's got features like autocomplete, extensions, debugging, and the ability to run code at the press of a button. There are many editors out there, both free and paid, but VS Code is my favorite, and it's the one I'll be using to teach this course. It's made by Microsoft and is available for free. To download it, go to code.visualstudio.com/downloads and download and install the one for your operating system. Then, once you're set up, go to extensions and install the Python extension. This will allow VS Code to understand Python. That's all we needed to do to get set up. The second step involves learning the basics. Get familiar with variables which store data and what kind of data they can store. An int stores whole numbers, a float stores numbers with decimals, a str stores a string, which in programming means text. There is also bool, which can be either true or false. You should also learn how to use print, which outputs text to the terminal. To input text from the terminal to your program, use the input function. Also try making a couple if statements. If statements let a program make decisions by running different code depending on whether a condition is true or false. If this is true, do that. Otherwise, do this instead. Another basic Python tool worth trying out are loops. A for loop repeats code a fixed number of times, or once for each item in a sequence. A while loop repeats code as long as a condition is true. Then finally, you should know you can store multiple variables in a single variable by using a list. These are the basic building blocks of every program, and I recommend trying out each one a couple times. And now you might be wondering what to do next. The answer involves learning the foundations of modern programming. This starts with functions. A function is a named block of code that does one specific thing and lets you reuse that logic instead of copying it everywhere. Consider this example program I made. It sets the variable name to a name and then prints hello name followed by welcome to the program. To say hello to 3 people, we have to repeat ourselves 3 times. And if we ever want to change the greeting to something else, we have to change it in 3 places. Functions exist to solve this problem. This block is a function that, when given a name, says hello name, welcome to the program. It works the same as before, it's just way cleaner. And if we in the future want to change the greeting to something else, we only have to do it in one place. Name here is an example of a function parameter. Parameters are values you pass into the function that the function uses to perform a task. In this example, the function takes 2 numbers as parameters and then returns the sum of those numbers to the caller, which stores it in a variable called result. Another concept that's helpful to understand is scope. Have a look at this example. We start by defining a variable called x. We then define a function called myFunction. This function defines a variable called x again and sets it to 5. It then prints the value of x to the terminal. The program works by calling that function and then printing x. So my question to you is, what will the console output be? The answer is 5 on the first line and 10 on the second. The reason for this is scope. The x defined inside the function only exists inside that function, and it does not affect the x defined outside of it. So when the function runs, it prints its own local value of x, which is 5. After that, when we print x outside the function, we're referring to the original variable, which is still 10. This is why scope matters. It prevents different parts of your program from accidentally changing each other's data and makes your code easier to reason about as it grows. Now that you have set up an environment, learned the basics, and seen some of the foundations of modern programming, it's time to head out into the real world. You are about to enter the most exciting step stage of learning to code, because the fourth and final step is to pick exactly one project and start working on it until completion. Back when I was learning Python, my project was a text-based adventure game I made for a university assignment. You could make one of those yourself or consider one of the on-screen ideas I have provided for you. There is so much more to learn about the wonderful world of programming, so I hope this video serves as a useful getting started point for you. And if you'd like to learn how to program things for yourself faster than anywhere else while also having a good time, then check out my Speedy Python Fast Track course linked in the video description.